What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? What's good? Now, you see that cowboy star in the back? Just focus on the star. Don't focus on the helmet because we talking basketball. Feel me? Mavs basketball, my squad. You know what I mean? Cowboys is my team, but I said we talking basketball this season. And I have been prepping myself for a long time to really jump into this basketball. I was a hooper. I played football, but I was a hooper as well. I ain't bragging, but I was nice on that basketball court. Even at 50 years old, I can still hoop. I haven't been touching that court like that, but it was nice. Little background with it. Had a few scholarship offers. Major Division I scholarship offer with Marshall University. That was probably my biggest offer. I had a lot of small school, Division II, Division III, junior college. That was my major D1 offer. Had a couple visits up there. I actually was going to try to sign there. Dana Altman was the coach there at that time. I don't know if he's still at Kansas State now, but he was at Marshall at that time. I went to a couple visits. They had got put on recruiting violations. I graduated in 91. They got to put on recruiting violations, either a 90 or a 91. I got in trouble at school. Long story short, they were like, we're already on probation. You're already in trouble. We're not doing it. And then it was just kind of, hey, life after that, just got to live after that. Feel me? Got to pay bills. So basketball kind of that was kind of the end of it. But that's just the story of the background so you understand. I just ain't no dude talking about basketball. I know the sport. So anyway, we talking about these Mavericks because that's been my squad. I like the Washington Wizards, Washington Bullets when they was back in the day, but I always liked those Mavericks. When they had them squads ago, it was banging the Lakers. I like the Lakers beating the Celtics, but I wasn't an old Lakers fan. Always been somebody that's been against them, and I like the Mavericks. And I liked them ever since I was young. When they had the Derek Harpers, the Rolando Blackmans, Brad Davis, Roy Tarpley, Sam Perkins, the young Sam Perkins. Roy Tarpley was a dog back then. Deadlift Shrimp, Mark Aguirre. Did I say Rolando Blackman? Yeah, James Donaldson. They had some boys. And we talked about DDP. We talked about that series where they almost had it 4-3. I mean, they gave the Lakers some business because they could match up with them, but they just couldn't finish it. Because you have Magic, Kareem, all them guys. That was tough. If they didn't have them guys in that era, could have seen Mavericks having more championships they have now. But let's jump into what we're talking about now. That's just the background. We ain't gonna talk about it no more. Let's talk about what's going on right now. And the Mavericks, they just played the season opener, win against the Suns. I said this is a rivalry in my opinion. It's a small rivalry because Devin Booker made it a rivalry because he was talking trash. Hey, that's what it is. And, Luka's not going to back down. And, that's what it is. So, to me, it's a rivalry now. So, that's why it's more – it seems like it's getting to more – it's more personal now, especially after the Mavericks had a 22-point lead and lost it. That was disheartening. I watched pretty much the whole game until the last 7 minutes. My kind of internet went out with it. But shout out to my dog DDP. He's got the good, the bad, and ugly on his channel, Dallas Prospect. I'm going to kind of do that in a way, but not really because I don't want to copy my dog's style. But I just want to tell you what I saw and what I liked and hopefully what we're going to see when they get ready to play these Memphis Grizz. First thing is some of the things I liked in this game was obviously you already knew what Luka did, and I'm going to pull that up. You seen what Luka did. Luka's going to do that like every game. So that ain't something for me to just always talk about, and that's not something. It's kind of like you one of the best players on the squad, so that's not something I always got to really talk about. He did his thing. We can pull up the stats. Luka, 37 minutes, 35 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. That's just what he does. 10 of 23, not the greatest. 2 of 10 from three-point range. The biggest thing, he was 13 of 13 from the free throw line, and he don't be making his free throws all like that. But 43% from the field, you can see right here, 10 of 23, 2 of 10 ain't good at all. But that's what he does. He's going to shoot them step backs. He's going to shoot them deep threes. That's what it was. The thing that we needed more from, in my opinion, was Dorian Finney-Smith. We needed more than that 5 points, 3 boards in 38 minutes. That was crucial. That didn't really happen. Reggie Bullock was decent. Hit a few threes. He was 3 of 5. Effective. I've been talking about Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie is a guy that, I like him when he came over. Really, I remember him from New Jersey. Okay, he's a guy that dribbles a lot. You know what I'm saying? He dribbles too much, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I wondered if that dynamic would work because I feel like the dynamic works better when Luka is the ball dominant and like you got a Tim Hardaway Jr. But you need firepower off the bench. So I get it why you got Hardaway coming off the bench because you need that firepower off the bench. And so I see why you have two ball handlers off ball with Dinwiddie because he's a multiple guy and he's got good size. But he's too streaky for me. And I talked about this on Positively Relentless with my dog DDP. I looked up his numbers. He's a career 41% guy. 30, like he's a career maybe 38%. I'm just going off the top of my head. So he's not a guy that's killing you on the three-point line, and he's a guy that's only 41% in his career from the field. That is not good at all. And he's streaky. Now, he had 15 points this game, but he started out 0 for 4. He banged in 13 points right before the half, and he was turning up from that three-point range. But you had 13 points at halftime, ended up with 15. So you had two in the second half. That can't be happening, dog. You playing 28 minutes. We need more points from you, more production. You got to be aggressive, and they got to figure that out. Now, I know it's a new squad, and the dynamic is different because you have Dinwiddie. Now he's on a squad full year. But they got to figure that out because, like I said, Dinwiddie, his whole career, you've been 41% from the field. So I'm already suspect on you how you going to be playing during the season. He made some big threes in the game, a couple of long back-to-back deep threes that called timeout. But we need more from him all year, especially if you're going to be this guy that's starting pretty much all year. You're going to need more points from him. So you can't be having 13 and a half and then only dropping 2 in the second half. You got to do more. So more from Dinwiddie, in my opinion. JaVale McGee, 14 minutes, 3 points, 4 boards. I'm wondering about that dynamic. I get it. They started him. He's not going to be a guy that's going to get you a lot of points. We get that. He's not a guy that's going to score. You seen he taking – I don't know what the hell he did when he did that jump hook. He's not going to score points for you. We get that. So I'm wondering about the dynamic. Should you start Dwight Powell? Because you ain't getting no points from McGee. Dwight Powell is been in the system. He didn't get any tick because I know you got your guys in there that came over from free agency. But I'm wondering how that dynamic's going to work because if JaVale McGee is giving you that, he's got to give you more than 4 boards. Okay, you brought him over for athleticism. You got to get 1 block. Okay, you need more blocks. You definitely need more rebounds. 14 minutes, I get it, but you need more. We need more. Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't have a great shooting game, 3 of 10. This is the guy right here, though. Christian Wood. I was screaming the praises like my dog DDP, maybe like some other people as well. Everybody screaming about Jalen Brunson being gone. I wasn't tripping about him being gone. Jalen Brunson nice, but he ain't no okay. Oh, Jalen Brunson gone, team falling off. No, not in my opinion. You got a guy in Christian Wood that can be your number 2 option, especially inside. Dallas had no inside work last year. None. You had Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. Those are the likes. They ain't getting you no points on the inside. We all know that. But now you got a bona fide scorer in Christian Wood. We saw it. And just like my dog DDP pointed out, you had Maxi Kleber with 26 minutes and Christian Wood with 24. And look at that difference. 1 to 3? Hell no. Maxi Kleber cannot, and I repeat, cannot be playing those minutes over Christian Wood. I know you got to get this trust thing. I get it. But you brought him over from free agency to be a difference maker. You already put him on the bench as a 6-man. He probably came over, thought we were starting. We already talked about that. He got to get more minutes than that, dog. He got to be at least a 30-minute guy. I don't give a hell. 25 points in 24 minutes. You saw what he did. Now, my problem was that free throw shooting, and I have been talking about on the tweets all day because that's some of the not good, but I'm talking about the good things that I'm just saying. But Christian Wood, he's your bona fide number 2. If we can't all see that, if you go through this lineup and we can't see he's the bona fide number 2, somebody is blind. So if he's going to be your bona fide number 2, I get it, Jason Kidd. You coach this game. I haven't as far as the higher level. But this has got to be your guy. He's got to get more minutes than that over Maxi Kleber, especially at the end of the game. He hit like 5 in a row. Hit a bank three, came back down, hit another inside move, and then they came down court, hit another deep three. I mean, he's got mid-range game. He's got three-point range. He can hit it inside. The man was hot. Why did you take him out, Jason Kidd? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why did you take Christian Wood out? He was turning up. He was going crazy. It was 93-78 when he hit his last three. Boom. Then I think one more play, and then you took him out and brought in Maxi Kleber for the next 4 minutes. Now, Dallas only shot. Let's go to right here. I'm showing these numbers. Dallas only shot 61% from the free throw line. They ain't going to get it. And I showed you who. Christian Wood, you got to get better at free throws. Y'all, make sure y'all was in the gym today shooting free throws because you was like 3 for 10. Joel McGee, 61%. They were 86%. That's winning games. I mean, you got right here 13 points. Right here, you gave easy. You gave them 13 points. You lost by what, 2? You gave them 13. Can't have that. That's got to be corrected. Christian Wood, as good as you did, 25 points, 8 boards, you have to be better at that free throw line because you're going to, the more the season goes on, especially if you're throwing it inside and you're getting aggressive on the inside, you'll be going to the line a lot. So your free throw shooting has to get better. That was, to me, the difference in this game. You look at the rebounds, they damn near the same. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they was killing us on the boards. 3-point percentage, it was almost identical. They turned up in that third quarter, scored 31 points. Dallas scored 19, and that's where they really took it. You know it's the NBA. They're going to be runs. We understand that. There's going to be runs in the NBA. I understand that. But got to get better. Christian Wood's got to play more. I don't know about this trust thing. Let it happen. But he's got to play more. He's a guy that you need to keep on your squad long term. Not a one-year deal. You need to keep him on long term. He ain't old. I feel like Luka will definitely like him, especially when he's turning up and going to give him that ball, and he knows he's an option. Other guys got to step up. Got to get better. Free throw shooting was bad. I think that was the difference in here, and also that 4-minute span where Christian Wood was out the game. I question that. Sorry, Jason Kidd shouldn't have not took him out and had Maxi Kleber in there for the 44 minutes in the fourth quarter, and you got a lead, and you bring in Maxi Kleber. Christian Wood ain't even tired, dog. He's got to play that whole time. You know what I'm saying? Maxi Kleber ain't giving you nothing like that for real. Maybe a shot on the inside, a 3-point shot if he's – but, once Wood went out, now you're going to see Luka and them start forcing more shots because they had to. So I didn't like that, and I think that was the difference in the game. Dallas should have beat Phoenix. And, they were already talking about Monty Williams, how it was personal to them, how Dallas blew him out because we blew him out the water on their court. So it was looking like revenge. And you only beat Dallas by 2 points. Dallas had a 22-point lead. And I'm just going to really say, in my opinion, no excuses, but Dallas really gave you that game. Dallas gave you that game. You didn't really take the game. I feel like Dallas just really gave you that game by coaching moves and just kind of bad play at the end. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that gets rectified going forward. They got the Memphis Grizzlies Saturday. I think I'm going to do like a watch party that day. And I don't know if I'm going to do play-by-play, but I'm probably just do a watch party and just talk about the game so we can start getting familiar. So make sure you just keep on checking this out. Big Game James over here. I'm doing Cowboys. I'm doing Mavs basketball. Me and my dog DDP, we're doing our show every single week on Wednesday. Positivity Relentless. But I'm going to have my own daggone thoughts on the Mavericks all year. You feel me? So 0-1. Big game coming up against the Grizzlies. They won in overtime, I believe, against the Knicks. They had a big lead, and Knicks came back and brought it up. So it's gonna be some stuff right there with Ja Morant, Luka, both the top young point guards in the league, and that's gonna be a battle. Memphis got some good young guys on their squad, and we'll see how these Mavs come back in this game too. It's gonna be in Mavericks Arena. Like I said, Christian Wood's got to get more tick, man. He's your number 2 option. We just got to know this, and that's just what it is. And they just got to figure it out. But it's a long season. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So we'll see how it kind of goes. So it's Big Game James. Check it out. Cowboys, Mavs.